Polo, a sport of 4 players and 4 horses on one team, 4 players and 4 horses on the other. Played on a massive field 300 yards long and 160 yards wide. 2 posts stand on either end. The goal? Put the ball through the 2 posts. So what's so difficult? Well, for starters, you're on horseback, and it only gets harder from there.
There's 6 periods, and players will use a different horse in each period. So you're going to play 6 different horses that have 6 different personalities, that are 6 different heights. They turn better, one stops quicker, one doesn't stop, and so you have to know each of your horses.
All players have, to knock in a goal, a mallet that is somewhere between 49 and 54 inches long.
People have different preferences. Some people like heavier sticks, some people like lighter sticks, some people like a very light cane and a heavy head. It's just to the person's preference.
And like any sport, there are periods to break up the game.
In polo, the comparable to innings in a baseball game, quarters in a football game. In polo, we call them chukkers. Where chukkers came from, I'm not exactly sure, but they're called chukkers. And the chukkers are 7.5 minutes long.
All right, let's hear it for them.
Chase Butler and Delmer Walton are 2 of many players visiting Arranmore Polo Club from St. Louis. In fact, some players on the field come all the way from Argentina, which brings us to the site of polo. Welcome to Arranmore Farm and Polo Club. Located near the intersection of 59 and 111th in Oswego, it was opened in 1999 by John Green. Public matches, though, began just a year ago under the direction of his daughter, Shannon Green-Robb.
Arranmore started in '99 as a private polo club. So players would come in here and just really kind of play against each other and there'd be no audience. And about 5 years ago, I started doing concerts here with our not-for-profit, Arranmore Arts. And so we've been doing that, and we had the stage over here, which is the deck of the clubhouse. And people kept coming, and families and kids, and they were saying, this is a polo field, like, why aren't you doing polo games for the public? And so last year we had our very first public polo game.
But with roughly 250 polo clubs in America, what brings players from around the country, let alone South America, to Arranmore?
The barns are right here on the facilities. Other fields don't necessarily have that, and when we open up to the public and people can walk through and really kind of experience behind the curtain, if you will, of a polo player.
Polo isn't exactly a widely accessible sport. The cost and time of maintaining a horse, let alone 6 per player, is exhausting. Not to mention learning how to play takes years. So how do these players get started? For the owner at Due West, another local polo club, Clifton Yandel, was introduced years ago.
A friend of mine was at work, was going to polo school, and he wanted somebody to ride out with him, so I rode out with him, and he quit, and I kept playing, and that was about, how many years ago? That would be about 35 years ago. The first guy I met was John Green, who has his own Arranmore farm now, and he gave me a polo mallet, and I thought, wow, somebody gave me something for free.
My grandfather was a doctor, and he picked up a weekend sport, and it was polo. And so he had 6 kids, and they all played polo, learned to play polo with them, and then a lot of them decided to do it as a profession, and then so on and so on. So
we definitely encourage the kids to ride, but if they don't want to, then we don't force that. But it's very family friendly, and horses can teach the kids so much about responsibility, and horses also have a way of giving you just such a great feeling about yourself, and so we love to pass that on.
So I think sometimes polo gets kind of a rap of being a very snooty, rich man's game, and I mean, I think like any sport, it costs a lot of money to play. But it's, for me, the guys that play are like, they're like cowboys. I mean, they're just the most down-to-earth people.
As for the actual field, touted as being among the most pristine playing surfaces in the country, and the facility top-notch, according to player Tessa Lord.
We're just blown away every time we come back, how beautiful it is and how green it is, and just, it's always immaculate, and Mr. Green is always so welcoming, and we cannot say enough about Arranmore.
Arranmore hopes to reinvigorate interest and spectatorship in the sport.
People are excited about it. People are looking for something new to do. They can bring their families, they can have a glass of wine, they can come after work, they can come on Sundays.
So why Arranmore? What's in the name?
The island off the coast of Northern Ireland is called Arranmore, that my great-grandmother's from. So that's why it's named Arranmore Farm and Polo Club.
For more information, go to arranmorefarmandpoloclub.com. And reporting for the Homestretch, I'm Kevin Jackman.